Hello, my name is Tom Hunt, and I want to begin by congratulating you on taking the time to watch this short DVD presentation. In this presentation, you're going to hear about something called residual income. And you may already know what residual income is, you may not. But it's my hope that after you watch this presentation that you will become a little bit more familiar with what exactly residual income is. It is also my hope that your curiosity will be enhanced and that you will desire to pursue a residual income. This presentation is just under 30 minutes, but trust me, it's very informative. So I look forward to talking with you very soon. So sit back and enjoy and let your imagination and your dreams start to become a reality.
When you subtract out sleeping time, commuting time, and working time along with other commitments, most people have less than 2 hours per day to do what they actually want to do, and that might include time with their families, or giving more to charity or philanthropic causes, or even taking more vacation. And in most cases, if people do take extra time for themselves, it comes at the cost of lost income. They have to choose between income and extra time for themselves. So let's talk about time and money, and let me ask you a question to illustrate this. If person A earns $120,000 per year, and person B earns $100,000 per year, who earns more money? And the answer might seem obvious at first until I give you the facts. Person A works 50 hours per week, while person B works 5 hours per week. So in actuality, person A earns $46.15 per hour, but person B earns $384.62 per hour. See, income is a function of time and money, not just money. Everybody chases the money, but it's a function of time and money. Time is actually, when you drill down to it, more important than money because lost time cannot be replaced. So our goal in life, the people that understand financial freedom, know that the goal is to make the most money possible with the least time involvement required. Let me give an example of that. If I'm a doctor that makes $500,000 a year, again, a doctor, not a bad job, makes $500,000 a year, and I go on a fishing trip with my son, and then my pager goes off, the fishing trip ends. So there's two keys involved if you're looking for financial freedom, and the first key to financial freedom is called leverage. And the people with the most freedom in the world have either other people's time, other people's money, or their own money working for them. They have leverage, so they don't have to work. Because it doesn't matter how motivated you are, there's no way you can work 25 hours in a day. You need to leverage something else to get more work out of the day. So the second key to financial freedom is called residual income. And with leverage, you can attain residual income. Residual income is income earned for a long period of time after the work is completed. So if you think about an author that writes a book, he does the work initially writing the book, and then after the fact he gets paid over and over and over without putting in more work. Same thing with actors and singers and their royalties. And what if you have an investment property? Once you have the investment property, the rent comes in whether you're asleep or awake or on vacation or working. So here's another example of a residual income stream called interest income. Interest income is a situation where you put money into the bank and the bank pays you a percentage on the money that you invest with them. So let's pretend that all of your expenses added up to about $5,000 per month. Your car, your house, your bills, and your food and your clothing. You would have to have $1 million in the bank at 6% to make a $5,000 a month residual income. In other words, to stop having to go to work. So the question is, if you don't have millions in the bank, or real estate rentals, or a singing or an acting career, how can you begin to own your life and experience that financial freedom? Network marketing is the best, most cost-effective option for most people interested in building a residual income producing asset. Now, I don't know how you reacted when I said network marketing, but you have to understand at this point, you probably know little about network marketing. Even if you think you're familiar, many things that you think you know are probably not completely accurate, and this is because most people in network marketing do not do it correctly or weren't trained correctly. And those same people are probably the ones that gave you your exposure to it. So, what I'm here to do is give you a little bit of the fact. This presentation is not an attempt to convince you to do network marketing. This presentation is entirely educational, and let me explain. If you are sent here by someone to learn about these principles, please understand that it's because they feel you could benefit from the information. Professional network marketers do not ever try to convince, sell, or twist anybody's arm into the business. To do so would be like convincing someone to join a football team that didn't want to play football. I might succeed in convincing them to play, but once they get on the field, they're probably not going to play very well, and it doesn't do anyone any good. So there's 3 marketing methods. The first one you know well, it's retail. You go to the grocery store, the department store, the drugstore, maybe you own a store. What you do is you purchase from a wholesale source, you mark up the price, and then you sell at retail. The income is not residual because you have to continually sell to make your income. Aside from retail, you have direct sales and network marketing. Direct sales is a situation where people come and sell and make a commission. If you've ever had somebody come to your door and try to sell you something like a vacuum or Avon, or you've done a mail order catalog, or you have an insurance salesman, these are direct sales type organizations. The income is not residual because, again, you have to sell over and over and over to continually make commission. Network marketing should not be confused with direct sales, as it always is, because if done correctly, there's no sales involved with network marketing at all. If you think you're going to join a network marketing company and be going door to door to sell people stuff, that's absolutely not going to be the case. Network marketing is not a second job, but more like a rental property. It's a vehicle to work part-time on the side and build up extra income while you're doing what you do now. And the income in network marketing is residual, because once you do the work and you have the residual income in place, the work is done and the money continually comes in. So Network Marketing 101. Marketing is the process of moving a good or product from the manufacturer to the consumer. And the key phrase in this is moving a good or product. And you'll understand why in the next slide. Multi-level refers to the system of compensation provided to those that market the product or service. Let's say I had a product that I wanted to move to market in the traditional space. I might contact a television station, a radio station, or somebody representing billboards or a spokesperson to market my product. And I would pay them money or compensate them for marketing my product or service. In network marketing, we simply redirect the compensation from these traditional methods to independent distributors. That's the only difference. Network marketing legality. Network marketing should not be confused with illegal pyramid sales, as again, it always is. The key distinction between network marketing and pyramid sales is about moving to market. All reputable network marketing companies have a product with market receptivity moving into the market and are 100% legal. There are good and bad network marketing companies, don't get me wrong. You have to do your due diligence on your network marketing company. But that's no different than good and bad restaurants or anything. If you ate at a bad restaurant, you wouldn't swear off the restaurant industry. You would just not go back to that particular restaurant. Pyramid schemes are money games. They involve no product moving to market and should not be confused with network marketing. So to recap, the true definition of financial freedom is having enough monthly residual income, in other words, income that you don't work for, to pay all of your monthly expenses and support your lifestyle. Financial freedom means you dictate where your body goes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And to attain this type of freedom, you must use some vehicle that utilizes leverage to earn residual income. If you don't have millions in the bank, rental property, or an acting career, network marketing is a viable way for most people to build a large residual income stream without a large investment. So let's go back to this chart that we reviewed before. Let's use the same example of $5,000 a month to cover all of your expenses. In the traditional world, how long would it take you doing your job now to save $1 million to $3 million? But in network marketing, you have the ability to part-time start working on that $5,000 a month residual income stream without affecting your current revenue. So in network marketing, a duplicable system is the heart of an organization. And what you might not have realized up until now is that you are in the middle of the system as we speak. So has your interest been piqued at all by the prospect of building a residual income producing asset on the side? If no, not an issue. Just let the person that sent you here know. They'll not be offended, and that's the end of it. If yes, before you learn about the actual company we represent, the next step is to learn how the income works in network marketing and what's involved on a day-to-day basis. So simply continue on to presentations 1 through 4, section 1. Okay everyone, welcome to presentation number 1 entitled 2 times 2 equals 4. This is going to go over compensation in network marketing, kind of how it works. It's nothing like you've seen. It's nothing like a salary based in commission, hourly. It's a completely different way of earning an income based on a compensation plan. 2 times 2 equals 4. So the common misconception in network marketing is that you need to sponsor the world to make any sort of money. People think they need to go out and do massive advertising pushes and go out into the world and knock on every door in their city. It's absolutely not true. The true magic in network marketing lie in the terms exponential growth and geometric progression. So to give you an example, the guy that actually did these presentations in the beginning, Don Failla, grew 4 personally sponsored distributors into a group of over 200,000, and 98% of those distributors in the 200,000 came directly from those initial 4 personally sponsored distributors. And how did he do it? He knows how to build, and that's what you're learning now. So this is how professional network marketing is done. Not recruit, and sell, but sponsor, support, and teach. The money is made with math, not with sale. So, sponsor 2 and teach. If you sponsored only 2 people in the whole world and taught them to do the same, this is what it would look like. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64, etc. If you got down and you had 64 people in your group, does that mean you went out and sponsored 64 people? No, everybody just sponsored 2. Everybody was only required to find 2 people to make that type of thing happen. Geometric growth. So what if everyone was to do just 1 more? You can see how the math is skewed by the addition of solely 1 distributor by everybody. Instead of 2, 4, 8, 16, you've got 3, 9, 27, 81 for a total difference of 65 distributors. And now, did you go out and get those 65 or those 81 distributors yourself? No, you just sponsored 3 and taught other people to do the same thing. So the difference was just 1, and it made a difference of 65 distributors in your group. So how about 2 more than the initial 2? If each did 4, now you can see kind of a profound difference in the total numbers. So remember, you only found 4, not 200. Yet your pay is based on the entire group's volume. That 256 plus the 64 plus the 16 plus the 4 that you found, all of those added together equals your revenue. And if they each have customers, you're paid on every one of their efforts. And that's what we talk about when we say you're leveraging the effort of others to have residual income producing asset. So lastly, 5 distributors each. This is a large difference, but the real difference is that everyone only sponsored 5. I mean, think about that. In a world where there's billions of people, you only had to sponsor 5 and duplicate that process. So if you had 780 distributors in your organization with only 10 customers each, that would be 7,800 customers and immense volume for sponsoring 5 people and teaching how to duplicate. This is why it's not about sales. And at this point, once you've done this, you couldn't stop this if you tried. If you wanted your organization to stop growing, it wouldn't stop growing. So, never more than 5 at a time. Most amateur network marketers never understand the true success formula. You must work with only 5 people at once. Once you have your 4 levels of duplication, in other words, you sponsor someone, who sponsors someone, who sponsors someone, once you have those 4 levels of duplication and one of your 5 initial people is self-sufficient, only then do you offer the opportunity to be one of your key 5 to a new distributor. You never spread yourself so thin that you can't build that depth and support your 5 people. So the key to success is duplication, not recruiting and sales. Do not sell, sort, teach, duplicate, use the system. Okay, presentation number 2, Salesman Failure Syndrome. Why do salesmen fail? So I would rather sponsor 10 teachers than 10 salespeople. That is, unless the salespeople completely understood these 10 presentations before they started going out and talking to people. Remember, network marketing is not direct sales or door-to-door sales. Salesmen can run out and sell 10 people per day, but we're not in the sales business. It doesn't do us any good to do so. The salesman mentality, most salespeople think that if they sponsor one person, they've duplicated their effort. And this sounds logical, but it's absolutely incorrect. If the person represented by the top circle in the diagram below went away, if the you went away, the sponsored individual would also go away. They have to be part of a bigger picture in order to have longevity in the business. The truth is, to have true duplication in an organization, you must be 3 levels deep. You must go 3 levels deep. So as an example, if you look at this diagram, in this example you've sponsored Tom. You need to teach Tom to sponsor Carol. Then you have to teach Tom how to teach Carol to sponsor Betty. So it's a teach to sponsor. It's teach them to sponsor, then teach them how to teach before you have actual true duplication. So this would be a duplicated situation. And in this situation, you could go away. Tom, Carol, and Betty would still run the organization. The super salesman is a closer. So he could go out and sell 3 to 5 people per week into the business. But then what happens? When he keeps recruiting and recruiting and recruiting, he gets up to 15 people. Once he gets up to 15 people, the first 3 to 5 drop out because they're not super salespeople and they're not getting any support. The super salesman's running around recruiting people and not taking any time to train and support the first 3 to 5. So being a super salesperson is not duplicatable. Good public speaking is not duplicatable. And having a large influence or a sphere of influence is not duplicatable. However, the system you are seeing right now is. It's all about a system that anybody could do. It's not about being a super salesman. It's about being someone that could teach a duplicatable system. So to recap, this business is all about a duplicatable system, not about sales skills. The system is duplicatable for both prospecting and training, and you'll use it for both. You're not duplicated until you have built to 3 levels deep. Remember that diagram. You have to teach to sponsor. Teach someone to sponsor, then teach them how to teach their people to sponsor, and then you're duplicated. Now, if you sponsor a driven salesman, or maybe somebody on here is a super high caliber salesperson, make sure before you get out there and start prospecting that you get through this whole 10 presentation set. If you sponsor somebody, make sure they do it. If you are one, make sure you do it so that you don't get caught up and in a hole. Okay, presentation number 3 of 10 is entitled 4 Things You Have to Do, and it has to do with the important steps necessary in maintaining a network marketing company. And in this presentation, we'll be discussing some things that you must do to be successful in network marketing. And everyone making over $100,000 either per year or per month in network marketing has done and continues to do these 4 things. So I'm going to give you an analogy, and to give you a better understanding of the 4 necessary things you must do in network marketing, we'll use the analogy of taking a trip in your car. And your origin represents where you are now, and financial freedom, which is what we're all looking for, is represented by your destination. So the first thing pertains to your vehicle. The first thing you need to do in network marketing is get in and get started. No one has ever made any money in network marketing in any company without first getting in and getting started. So the business that you choose is your vehicle, and your vehicle could cost anywhere between a couple dollars and a couple $1,000s. So the question that you have to ask yourself is, do you want a business? There's no investment required for a job. There is an investment required for a business. A job doesn't provide you the potential of financial freedom. A business does. So you have to answer that question first. Think about a cappuccino stand. Just the coffee maker itself can run $2,000 before you pour a cup of coffee. And on the other extreme, McDonald's costs $1.5 million for just the name. So the next thing is oil and gas. The second thing you're going to have to do is get gas and oil for your trip. As you travel, you'll use up your fuel and oil, and it's going to be necessary to replace them. So in this case, in network marketing, this is your products. And products that work best for producing long-term residual income are called consumables. In other words, they are consumed, used, and repurchased. So you will use your product for both personal use and to sample out. And you'll have to continually replenish your supply. So that's getting your oil and gas, replacing your product. The third thing you're going to have to do is get into high gear. So you've got your vehicle, you've got your oil and your gas, now it's time to get into gear. Nobody starts in high gear, we all start in neutral. And notice that network marketing is not an automatic. It takes work on your part to make it run. If you never get out of gear, obviously you'll never get to your destination. So how to get into high gear? When you sponsor someone, you're in first gear. You should begin by setting a goal of sponsoring 5 serious people, and you'll be in first gear times 5 times. And we'll discuss how to tell who is serious in a later presentation. Second gear is when you help your 5 sponsored people, your 5 first gear people get in gear 5 times. You're in second gear times 25. You get 5, who get 5, and you're in second gear times 25. So this means 5 personally sponsored with 25 on your second level. Third gear. To get into third gear, teach your 5 people to teach. You teach your 5 people to teach their 5 people, or your 25 people, to get in first gear 5 times. So, do not get into first gear for a 6th time unless you have an open spot to give them all the attention necessary. Remember, only work with 5 people at a time. So your 5 first gear people work on building depth. You're now in third gear times 125. So you've got 5 on your first level, times 5 is 25 on your second level, times 5 is 125 on your third level, and some major revenue going through your business. Now, fourth gear. When your first level people are in third gear, you will be in fourth gear. So this is how you build duplication in your organization. Notice how much smoother your ride is in fourth gear. This is true of your organization as well. So by this time you'll have embedded leadership, and you'll not be able to stop momentum even if you wanted it to stop. So how do you get into overdrive? Simply teach your people to get their people into third gear, and so on. Put them into fourth gear and you're in overdrive. So this is the equivalent of 5 on your first level, 25 on your second level, 125 on your third level, 625 on your fourth level, and 1025 on your fifth level. So all you have to do is drive 5 people 5 levels deep, and you've got 1,805 distributors, which will get you to financial freedom in most cases. And remember, everyone only sponsored 5 people. It's not any more difficult than sponsoring 5 and teaching. So lastly, sharing the product. The last thing you have to do on your trip is share your products with those that you meet on the trip. Again, I did not say sales. We're not selling the product or knocking on doors to push the product. We're sharing the product, helping people understand the benefit, and when they ask where to get it, you tell them. You have a handful of customers, but if you've got those 1,800 people in your organization sharing with a handful of people, you've got a large portion of product that you're being paid on. So it's important to understand that if you want to get to your destination, getting in gear, in other words, sponsoring, is more important than meeting people and sharing product along the way. They're both important, but you will get to your destination by getting in gear. So to recap, get in the car, get gas and oil, and get into high gear. Share products along the way. To get into first gear, don't say anything, just use this system. Drive them to residual income along with your upline sponsors' help, and let us do all of the work. This is a tool so that you don't need to know really anything. If you say less to more people and pique their interest and utilize this system, and your sponsor to do the rest, very little time is needed to succeed when you do it correctly. Hey everyone, this is presentation number 4 entitled Digging Down to Bedrock. And the first thing that I want you to understand is in network marketing, much like anything else, you have to commit to learning. Discouragement happens to many new distributors in a company that get involved and go too fast, try and go too fast. And you got to understand that you can't cut hair, do surgery, fix a car, or ride a bike, or anything else for that matter, without learning how to do it first. And this business is no different. So consider your first 2 to 6 weeks in the business a training cycle, getting ready for your first month in business, which will come after your training cycle 2 to 6 weeks later. So what I'm going to do is explain depth and momentum with the high-rise analogy. And if you've ever noticed, when a high-rise is being built, it takes months and months to rise out of the ground, but once it gets above the ground, it goes up relatively fast. And it's the same thing in network marketing. When you start to sponsor your first 5 serious people, you're digging the foundation of your building alone with a shovel or a spade. Once you enlist the help of others and you hit the second level by teaching people to sponsor, there are more and more people helping you, and you've got the equivalent of a bulldozer. When you teach your group how to teach, then you've hit bedrock, because you've got 125 people helping you and you've got major momentum. It's not just yourself building anymore. So with a solid foundation, you can now start to build up and drive for serious momentum. So when you grow to 4 levels deep in your organization, in other words, you sponsor someone who sponsors someone who sponsors someone, it means you're starting to become visible and your building will now rise rapidly. Since this is the case, if you've been in the business for several months and just don't see anything happening yet, don't get discouraged. Understand that the foundation is still under construction and you'll get there soon. Don't be like the gold prospector that spent years and years digging and quit 6 inches from the main vein. You never know when your business is going to explode, and you want to be there to collect that revenue and the fruits of your labor. So depth in this case is key. Hitting bedrock for a stable foundation is key. Think about a building that was built upon the sand. Remember the salesperson that sponsored 100 people wide? He basically had 100 people on his first level, and he may have sponsored 100, but he's nowhere near on stable ground unless he starts to build depth. And he'll never get to the sky unless he starts to build depth. And you don't necessarily have to be 4 levels deep with all 5 of your initial distributors. Just one leg, 4 levels deep, and you're on your way to building upward very quickly. So that concludes that presentation, and we're kind of at a crossroads. For anyone not yet involved in a network marketing business, there's no need really to go further at this point, because by now you know that financial freedom comes from residual income. We went over that in the intro. Network marketing provides the ability to produce residual income part-time with what we're showing you, which is simple system. And network marketing is not like a second job or something where you're just earning income like direct sales. It's like a rental property. You put the work in and the rent comes in, whatever you're doing, it frees you up. So network marketing is not sales. It's a sharing business when it comes to the product. And you also look for people that are looking for better lives for themselves, and you give them the opportunity to do better for themselves. Professional network marketers never sell or convince. And last and most importantly, if we can do it, you can do it, and we're here to help. So the next step is, if you're interested in building a large or small residual income stream to produce financial freedom, either full or part-time, just get back with whoever sent you this training and let them know. They'll get you information on a specific business, and you can go from there and make your decision. If you're not interested at this point, just let the person who sent you here know also, so that we can continue to look for someone else to round out our key 5 partners that you've learned about. So either answer is completely fine, and we'll respect it either way. Now, for those who are already involved, the next presentation deals with identifying your distributor's level of seriousness and determining which 5 distributors out of the many that you sponsor that you will work with personally.
Well, there you have it. A very short video, like I said, talking all about residual income. So what is your game plan in life to have a residual income? Well, let's talk. Let me share with you how we can lock arms together and create a residual income so that we can pursue our dreams, passions, and goals in life. Talk to you soon. Bye now.